I have a need to do this, and it's about time I made a part 6. So, you know, let's get started. Long awaited. As you'd wait for, well, their return, and with the good news that, well, Rias has won their rating game against Riser. But when they returned, it was something that he wouldn't be really surprised. He was more than surprised. Everyone came back as Reese wasn't there with them, as well, none of them wanted to talk except for Raider. She was the only one who possibly could probably talk, as Gohan would walk up saying, "What happened?" Looking around for the redhead, as the familiar redhead that was always with them, was Rias, as he would simply say. Raider's head fell over. Raider's head would lower, as he can see her shoulders shaking slightly. He never seen Rainer cry before, and usually she's just really, really prideful. As he would wonder what happened. Everyone else would simply look away. What happened? Issei would simply say, "We fucked up. We lost." Gohan was shocked to hear that they lost. "You sure you guys lost?" "We lost," as Issei would simply snap. "We lost bad. He completely dominated us. Dog shit us." It wasn't even a joke. At the beginning, it seemed simple at first, but it was like a blur. It was over. Issei would scowl and say, I'm going home." As simply Asia would follow. Gohan would say, "Okay, can someone explain to me what fully happened?" Akinoto would simply say, I just can't." As she would teleport away, Kiba would simply say, "I need to go out for a walk." As he would go out the door, Kaneko wouldn't say anything, and she would just leave in general. Only the fallen angels were there, as simply Meadow would not say anything, and she would just go and sit down in the chair. As Cowboy would just sit beside her, as simply holding her as she was about to cry. Gohan would be worried, saying, "Okay, you're scaring me now. What happened? I need to know." "We lost," as Rainer simply says. It's like Issei said, we lost. There's really no other way of saying it. He tore us apart, dismantling, taking us down one by one. He didn't even come out himself. He almost killed Issei. Gohan was shocked to hear this, that he almost killed Issei. What? What do you mean he almost killed Issei? Issei out of all of us was the last one standing. We all had a knockout, at least between Riser's peerage. His pawns and bishops and knights. But his queen took out Akano and Warner. I didn't stand a chance against her. She completely overpowered me. It was just a blur. It was like I was there, but then I wasn't. Now, it's just over. Now we're all taken under that bastard's hold, and now we're just done. He'll use whatever he wants us to use us for. But you're not part of our peerage. We made a pact, so technically we are part of our peerage. In a way, we are now. Gohan will blink at hearing this. As finding out this is irritating. He was sad, but now, was he mad? Slightly. Maybe a bit ticked off, but Gohan wants to be saying, is there anything that we can do? There's nothing that we can do, Calawaris says. Reese is going to marry that bastard, if she likes it or not. Now we're all going along and go ride with her. There's nothing that we can truly do. Gohan would hear the pain in her voice as simply, I can only imagine what she's going through, as Middle will simply say, marrying that bastard. All he cares about is her body, nothing else. Gohan would look towards the others, towards Rainer, simply as saying, well, I really thought that the train would go well. We took a majority of them, so it was good. Key was used. It was a good surprise for them. They didn't know what it was at first, so they didn't know how to react to it. It was devastating. But not long, they countered it. I just need to go take a nap. She simply go leaving the room as taking the door out. As Cal Warner and Middle proceed to follow her. We'll do the same. We need a break. We just need a break from things and life in general. As they will all just leaving Gohan in the room by himself. As he'd be left in the research club by himself, he'll think it all over. They lost that badly. What could he do? Could he do anything to help them? Typically, he's not a devil, nor is he any supernatural being. He's made a pact with them, but he wouldn't know if he could help. And yet again, he was just for Azazel, so he couldn't go. But now his friends are under that guy's influence and that guy's control. Gohan would simply sigh as he's just got to make do for now. As they proceed to open the door and, head back to his apartment. Once he made it back, he was laid in his bed as now he would wonder how he deal with these things. Not long, hours to go by as then a couple of days would go by. Gohan would stay in the room. He didn't want to bother going to school. It was a late night. He didn't know what was going on in Supernatural. He didn't bother. His mind was too occupied with Rias. He didn't want to see her face so sad. He didn't want to imagine that. Then his door was burst open by Issei, as Issei would be breathing heavily. Gohan would look up, looking towards Issei. What are you doing here, Issei? We have a chance. We have a chance to save Rias. Gohan blinked as hearing that. What do you mean? As he would basically explain that basically Rias' brother, who is the so-called Mao or Mao or the devil leader would basically give the okay to save his sister. I'm going there. I'm gonna stop this damn marriage from ever happening. But I don't think I can do it alone. I'm not strong enough. I know I'm not. Nor near. I need your help. And I can only say that you're the only one out of all of us who can take on Riser and beat him. You say, I can't expose myself to the supernatural. You know this. I wish I could, but I just can't. As the teen boy would simply say, come on, go on, please, for her sake. Do you really want to see her face, her beautiful face, so sorrowful, so much in pain? She's suffering under someone else's rule. Someone else who doesn't give a damn about her life in general. Who he would just use and throw away like it's nothing. Go on and look away. Simply, he would have an internal struggle. Stay out of it or jump into it and face the consequences later. He was pretty much hidden away from the mouth, all of supernatural. Except for Rosato, who knew about him, but that was it. But he had a choice. A choice to make. He wanted to say no. That maybe something that Issei could do that can, stun them, but if Issei can't really handle Riser and he was almost killed by him, what will change if he actually dies? As then a memory flashed through his mind. 16. Those words. Protect the life he loved. Protect the life in general. Gohan's resolve was strengthening as he can feel it. He's probably gonna regret this later on, but Gohan would get up, put it on his, as he would simply say, all right, give me a few minutes. Ethan would smile, all right, bro. As Issei would wait. Gohan will be in his father's gi as simply saying, all right, let's do it. What about Asia? As Gohan says, she says she'll stay over, but she did give me this. As Issei would hold a cross in his hand, but he couldn't hold it because, well, he's a devil, so he had a napkin around it. But you're not a devil, so he can hold it. As he proceeded to give, well, Gohan on the rosary is simply looking at, saying, all right, this is imbued with holy magic and holy water. This should give a pretty big punch to him. Gohan smiled, saying, all right, let's do it. As the master circle would immediately shine as they will place it down, as they'll be transported to the underworld. Phoenix Palace, pretty much. I'm sure where it's being held. If not, then I'm sorry for those DXD fans. As they would appear, they'll proceed to walk as two guards would appear. Simply easy to take care of them. As he would promote to, well, I guess Queen? No, Knight. He would promote to Knight as proceed to take them down quickly. As Issei would look at Gohan, nodding towards him. Gohan would nod as Issei would proceed to bust the doors down, as simply looking, guys. Everyone would turn as Gohan will be the first to enter, just simply looking. As now they would wonder. Everyone turned to see, well, the Devil Boy, part of the Grimmery Girls, appears, but another boy, which his energy felt human. One devil Is that a human? A human in the underworld? How's that possible? And why does he feel so strong? As this is when, well, everything would pretty much go the same. Until Surtek would pretty much say, so, as he walked towards Issei, say, Red Dragon Emperor, what do you want? Issei would blink, saying, me? Issei would say, well, I'm not the Red Dragon. As he would point towards Gohan, he is. Gohan would wave, hi. Turn towards, I'm the one who trained your sister in using the foreign energy. Surtek would just look over Gohan and simply saying, okay. It should be a bit suspicious, but not long. A smile came on his face. What do you want? What do you want as a reward? Gohan with a blink. What do I want as a reward? Some look towards Rhea. He was slightly blushed at her appearance. She was in a wedding gown. A wedding gown. He paused for a moment, saying, Rhea Skamori is simply saying as Surtek was nodded, saying, alright. Riser was simply growled, this is saying this. You dare interfere in this. This is meant to be. You dare interfere with devil work. How dare you? This could bring our species back up. Keep us in line and power. Gohan will simply scowl. Say, yeah. As this the appearance would change. As simply everything would be going well. As well, they'll enter a separate dimension. Gohan will simply look as saying, alright. I heard what you did to my friends, as Gohan simply says. I wasn't a fan of it. Rainer would smile, saying, he's about to kick his ass. Good, Middle says, as the Middle will say, good. I want to see him get tossed around like a rag doll. Kaneko will continue to look down as Kiba would smile. Let's see how truly strong Gohan is. Akane will smile and giggle. Go with electricity going through her fingers as Subikawa Warner will say, let's see how strong Son Gohan truly is. Issei would say, bro, stronger than you think. A lot stronger. He's gonna kick his ass. Kick his ass in next week. As Gohan and Riser proceed to throw, the first attack. As you proceed to summon a fireball, fire immediately as proceeding to throw it. As throwing the attack, Gohan was proceeding fire. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. Proceeded to simply just move out the way. But to everyone else, he just disappeared. As he reappeared, just proceeded to appear right in front of Riser. As Riser was shocked. It's like, how did you? You just disappeared. No. That's what it looks like to you. But I'm just moving at my normal speeds. That's too fast for your eyes to catch. Riser would snarl, you. As he proceeded in a full power flame at Gohan, it would cover him completely. Rhea's eyes would widen in horror as she would scream out Gohan's name, but once the flames died down, Gohan was unscathed. She was shocked. Everyone was shocked. The Phoenix Flames had nothing on this human. Gohan was his eyes would simply scowl. His face was turned into a scowl, as simply saying, is that it? Is that all? Riser was to growl. His finding this is irritating. As he proceeded to jump back, he proceeded to summon his wings, his fiery phoenix wings, as proceeded to unleash fireball after fireball after fireball. This had nothing Nothing phased Gohan. He just simply tanked the attack. Not even his grudge had one singe mark or a scrape or nothing. All they were was they glowed. It's like they looked like they were on fire, but Gohan was just tap out the clothes. So you're not even getting getting the key damaged. You're just warming my clothes. It's like it's being dried up by the sun. As Riser would scowl, I say, you know what? As this is when he released his true power. As it would impress Gohan. Riser's power was decent. It was closer to Frieza's third form. Frieza's third form, as it will be impressive. I'll incinerate you to ash. As he proceeds to let grow a huge ball of flame. As a huge ball of flame would simply be bigger than it seems. As he proceeds to condense it to a small ball that was completely compact. Die! As shooting the enemy, using to purify the very compact flame as it would impact Gohan, sending a huge explosion out. As they would all wait to see if the human was dead, and he stand there unscathed. Drake was simply saying to Gohan's mind, not even a scratch. How disappointing, as Drake simply says. He's hiding more of his power. I can feel it. Why are you hiding all your power? Riser was shocked to hear this and saying, you notice? Riser was hiding not even all of his power. Interesting. As Riser would simply lower himself to the ground. Per se, what are you? What am I? Am I human? Isn't that obvious? No. You're a human, all right? No. Yes. As Riser simply growl. Yes, you're a human, as Riser says. But you're not fully human. Your energy gets off an otherworldly feeling. Gohan blinked this. Finding this surprising. You noticed that? As he would simply say. Riser was surprised to hear this. She'd say, what do you mean you noticed that? You sense my energy. But you said I was otherworldly. Yes, as Riser says, you're otherworldly. That's what your energy feels like. It's very primitive. Gohan will smile, saying, I'll give you what I am. As Gohan was basically saying, what I am is a Saiyan. As everyone, most of the devils in there would simply wonder what a Saiyan is. I'm just going to give you just a rundown. I'm not from this world or your dimension in general. I was transformed from a very far away universe. So in my universe, there's a race of warriors called Saiyans. The Saiyans were very powerful. Powerful beings that can easily destroy planets with one attack. They're all shocked to hear this. And I'm, half human, half Saiyan. And naturally, Saiyans are just naturally powerful. My father is the strongest Saiyan I know. He was a lot stronger than me. As Gohan says. And also, he was able to take out the Saiyan's only rival. He was called Frieza. He ruled the Saiyans. Basically. Made them his slaves. Not long ago, when my father was a baby, he wiped all of my race out to a handful. Me, my father, my brother, the Prince of the Saiyans, it's named Vegeta, and his son named Trunks from a timeline of the future and from the present from my timeline only remains. All that remains of the mighty warrior race, as Gohan says. So this mighty warrior race of yours was wiped down to a handful, as Riser says, as he would laugh. As much as you might say, in your race might be powerful, yes, I can feel it. That explains your primitive power. But yet, if your race was wiped down to a handful, just by one being, that makes your race pretty weak. Not really. Some are more powerful than most of the people in the room. I can say the closest I can find to a person that's close to my people, the world, people of my level is you, and the higher beings in this world, in this place, along with Devil Leader Sorjax, who's at least decently strong. He was close to my father when he first took down Frieza. That's why I can feel his power now. They were all shocked to hear that. Well, Gohan's father is as strong as Sorjax, and that was just in the past. In this warrior race, there's nothing that they can really do. You're just a warrior race, that's it. Nothing special about you. Not technically. There is something special about the Saiyans. There is a legend. As Riser was simply a legend. Yeah. My race had a legend. A legend of a Super Saiyan. A Saiyan that can transform to powers of the gods. His power is so infinite he conquered worlds. And his power even consumed him until he died. But yet, not long ago, my father became the very first Super Saiyan of legend. As they were all shocked to hear this, as impressive. This Super Saiyan of legend. What does this look like? You can't transfer into Super Saiyan legend, can you? Well, most of the Saints I said before can, including me. Riser was shocked to hear this and say, "You're bluffing." No, I'm not. But if you want me to show you, then alright. Fine. As the Gohan will simply smile. But be ready for this. As he proceeds to spread his feet out, have his arms towards his sides. As proceeded to as a particular battle cry came out of his mouth, as immediately the whole place started to shake. As under his feet, a crater would appear. Boom! As they would all be shocked, as a flaming blue and white orb would appear around Gohan's body, as his hair would start to whip around crazily. As this flaming blue and white aura would change from a blue and white aura to a pure golden aura. It feels dazzling. Gohan's eyes would change from teal to black, onyx black. As his hair would shift from gold to yellow to his obsidian black. As he proceeded to transform in a golden pillar of light, he would transform. As they would all look in shock and amazement and horror, some in horror. Whereas the light would die down, it would show the human-like Saiyan shrouded in a golden energy aura, as it would be powerful, spreading out like a fire, jagged. As his hair would be spiked, it was similar to how he looked in his normal state, but more wild. As Gohan was seen, as his muscles were more defined. As Ryzen would be shocked seeing this, your power, has skyrocketed. This power, it's immense. Gohan would smile, saying this is the power of the Saiyans, as Gohan says. And like once Vegeta said before, never underestimate a Saiyan's power, because that'll be your downfall. This is a Super Saiyan. Here I come, as Gohan would disappear out of nowhere, vanishing in the golden flash. As Riser would look around, where did he? As reappearing in front of him with a fist heading towards his face. As he would reappear, as then he'd disappear. Riser would wonder what happened, as immediately he'd be set flying. Flying as he would crash upon the ground, tumbling as he proceeded to get up. It was slowly. He was trying to confirm that what happened was really true. As he was processing it, and immediately his face started to hurt. As then he would look down to see red droplets of red liquid. Immediately he would touch his face, touching his nose, as finding it bleeding. As his feelings started to kick in. As immediately he would be shocked as he would finally process that this being, this so-called Saiyan, has hit him and did a decisive blow. How? As he would stutter and just stagger in shock. How did you hit me? And how am I feeling this pain? Gohan would simply smile. That's simple. I'm a Saiyan. The Super Saiyan transformation multiplies my power by 50 times forwards. There's stages above it, 2 actually that I know of, along with another form I have, and another one that I currently can't access right now, but I eventually will get to later on. Gohan would smile, simply saying, "Let's see," as Gohan says. Do you want to try out? Let's see here. Do you want to surrender? As Riser will simply scowl. Never. As letting his true full power out. As flames would burst through his body, as immediately the flames would increase the temperature of the area, the dimension, as Riser's flames would be very hot. As Riser would simply laugh. I have to admit, son Gohan, you have impressed me, but you cannot defeat me at the state you are in. We'll see about that, as Gohan says, as he would pretty much get into his stance, as now getting to his father's fighting stance. As he would let the golden aura blaze around him once more in the flame of gold. As he disappeared, with Riser disappearing as well, as a shockwave would appear. In the classic DBZ style, multiple shockwaves to go around the area dimension. But those who were the ones who couldn't track would only see the shockwaves, as simply he said would sort of looking as several would sort of look for them as Rainer says, I can't see them. As Issei would say, don't see them with your eyes. As Issei says, see them with your energy. To Gohan taught me. Well, Gohan was taught by his mentor Piccolo. Try it out. Use Gohan's key. You'll feel it. It's immense. As they would do so, but seeing to close their eyes, as immediately you can see it. Gohan's key. It was bright gold. It was large, immense. They were all shocked to see this. As Rainer was saying, that's incredible. Gohan senpai strong, as Kaneko was simply saying. As Hakuno would lick her lips, this feeling I'm getting, it's saying a pleasure down my spine, as she would shiver in pleasure. Metal would simply smile. He surpasses Riker completely. He's just playing with him. As Rainer says, he's not just playing with him, he's toying with him more than just playing. He's completely out of his league. Kiba will simply smile. Gohan got this in the bag. No problem. Gohan senpai, he's got this. As Rios would simply watch, she would wonder what her peers is doing, wondering what was going on. Simply, as she can feel Gohan's energy. It was immense. It was through Gohan's training of using ki. So she honed in on Gohan's ki as being shocked how large it was. It surpasses Riser by tenfold, even though he was holding back a lot. Rhea smiled, knowing that this victory was completely in Gohan's favor. As then there was a huge shockwave would have come through the arena as simply they would see them in a lock as the two tried to gain ground over each other as simply the higher devils who can see them move at high speeds will be shocked. One of them being Sarah, he was smiling. It was not a smile of maniacal, but a smile of battle. Only a warrior would smile like this. Sarah can see it. He knows it. He can feel it. The way he's fighting, the way he throws his punches, the way his energy comes off, the way his body just moves. The moment he throws a punch or a kick. This boy was raised as a warrior, and wherever his race was truly a warrior race. As he can see it, the past, he can see it as he fights in the way he fights. Those who came before him, as he saw a silhouette of a man who looked similar to Gohan, with the same gi, with larger spiky hair. He wondered who this man was, but he looked so familiar to Gohan, he would presume this was his father. As Sarah would smile, as he would simply think, I can't wait to fight you, son Gohan. Sarah would be shocked to feel this power. It surpasses his completely, there's no doubt. As another clash, boom, clash again, boom. These clashes are getting just out of control, out of hand. But Sarah knew that his sister was safe. This Gohan, he's won. As Riser was simply sent back by a kick, as Riser was simply growl, that's enough, as condensing his flames one more time, as he would proceed to condense him so much that they proceed to turn into a full-on condensed energy of magic, as this ends now. I'll end you one shot. As Gohan would simply say, bring it on. As Gohan would proceed to let Riser would immediately shoot his attack. As instead of pure flames, the flames condense into a beam of pure magic and flame as they continue to rush towards Gohan. Similar to what he did to Cell, Gohan would simply watch as it come closer. As Gohan would simply say, Ka, May, Ha, May. Cuffing his arms behind his side behind him as proceeded to say, Ha! As the blue energy would protrude out of his arms, completely going through Riser's attack. Rushing right towards him, Riser would be shocked as he would get engulfed by the attack before he knew it. Eaten, engulfed, and presumably as they would see the blue energy wave completely just swallow Riser and his attacking whole as he would proceed to shoot into the dimension. As Riser would particularly vanish, as they would wait to see if Riser would reappear or if he was killed by the boy. As Riser would regenerate right there and then. As he regenerates, he was shocked. All he had left was his cells. Luckily, he could heal from his cells. As Riser was simply breathing heavily. How are you so strong? I was stronger than you before, easily. My base form, but in Super Saiyan, it's kind of overkill. I refuse. As Riser would proceed to pull out something within his pants, as I didn't think I needed to use this, but as it'll be a very bright bluish liquid, but as he'll proceed to pull the cap out, as he proceed to drink it. As the Finn family would be shocked to see this. He's not drinking that. He knows it's not good for them, for him. So just told me, you need to cancel the match now. As Mrs. Phoenix simply will say. As proceed to turn towards towards Mrs. Phoenix and simply saying, why? Riser took a particular potion, serum, that was not meant to leave the Phoenix grounds at all. What is this serum? It's condensed magic along with Phoenix tears. This increases as Phoenix by 100-folds, but it's also toxic upon the body. It will overheat the user completely. As this also has a chance of killing those around them. And if they overheat and surpass their violence heat, they'll cause a chemical reaction within their body, causing them to explode. And this could definitely, with the power that we devils have and we Phoenix generally have, this is enough to take on most of this dimension and a good chunk of the underworld. Why would you make this serum as thing? It was just, we didn't finish it yet. We told the servants and maidens not to touch it. It was unfinished, but Riser took it anyways. For that, we're deeply sorry. But if he makes it alive, we'll punish him. As Suzik was simply turned to see Gohan, as he would simply let Riser take the drink. No, as Suzik says, let Gohan deal with it. I think he has this all under control. Gohan can feel how Riser's energy was at the max, just to build. It was rapidly getting larger, quickly, unnatural. Really unnaturally. As Riser's flames took to turn from a blue to a black color. Pure black, as Riser started to laugh. This is it. This is where it all ends for you, son Gohan. You shall not escape this. This ends now. Gohan should be surprised. He's at the level of the Demon King himself, Deborah. But the way his powers were growing largely under a few seconds, it was getting concerning, and his body was overheating. Gohan knew he needed to end this now. Drag. Remember that idea I had before? By combining the balance breaker with my Super Saiyan transformation? Yes, partner. Why? Let's test it out. Drake would simply laugh. Finally, as Drake says, it's about time we should stretch my wings. As a gauntlet proceeds to form on Gohan's right arm as a voice would cry out, Welsh Dragon Balance Breaker! As the red dragon armor would appear upon Gohan's body. As the Welsh Dragon's armor would appear, as he would proceed to look, as in shock, the Welsh Dragon's armor were empowered to flow, as it was just a battle between the Saiyan transformation's power as well. But then things started happening, as the two started to mix, as around a bigger crater would appear on Gohan, as the red armor was to change colors from red to gold, as the gold would proceed to shine, as illuminating, as it burst to life in the same flaming aura of the Saiyan transformation, with Drake's draconic aura appearing around it, appearing right next to it, as Gohan would simply look through the visor from its head, which now was a turquoise bluish color. So all the gems around him was the same color of Gohan's eyes. In the Saiyan transformation, in the Super Saiyan transformation, that's Gohan to play. Let's do this, Drake. Yes, partner. Let's. As they would disappear out of motion completely. Where did he? Right behind you, as I was supposed to say, is Riser would go to turn, but he was immediately smacked down, impacting the ground as simply wondering, he's so fast. How is that? It's appearing to see the 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 he couldn't explain what this was. The being right in front of him, as dragging his foot through the ground, as he proceeded to kick Riser, sending him back flying up in the air. As he proceeded to reappear right behind Riser, grabbing him by the arm, as he did to spin him around and tossing him in the air, disappearing and reappearing once again beside Riser. As proceeded to the dragon shot, as he was going flying down, crashing, as Gohan would reappear on the ground, and simply deciding, it's about time I end this. As Gohan would cuff his hands once more into Kamehameha, as he proceeded to say, Ka, as putting Ki along with Drake's draconic energy within the attack, as the bluish like red energy proceeded to crackle with power. May bring back his arms back towards behind his torso as Riser would simply wonder, no, I can't go down like this. I refuse. As pushing all the power he has within his body to his hands, as a black ball of energy would disappear, void-like. You, Son Gohan, shall die this instant. As shooting the attack forward as it rushed towards Gohan. May! As he can feel the attack, it was getting closer. As he can feel his own attack preparing. As he can feel it now. Ha! As pushing his attack forward, as the bluish red beam would proceed to go, completely pushing, completely not even fighting against Riser's beam, consuming it whole. As Gohan pushed more energy into the attack, as the beam would get larger and wider. Boom! As an explosion would happen, as the Gohan's aura burst into life. Riser would look shocked, as immediately he would be hit, as being hit by the attack. Boom! Causing a huge explosion as the energy wave would hit one of the chest pieces, the large chest pieces on four edges of the dimension, as completely disintegrating the piece and rubble as he proceeded to vanish. As the energy wave would disappear out of Gohan's hands as to finally be finished. Did the draconic Kamehameha really work? If it didn't, this should return him back to normal, so that all that power that he had has to go to his regeneration. Yeah. Man, this form is toxicing my body. It's changing my energy a lot faster than I thought it was. I gotta work on it. And simply go back and proceeded to wait for Riser to reform. As he reformed, the black flames would burst with chicken shape of Riser's body, as his large black wings would form. The large flaming black wings would grow smaller, as they changed to blue, then back to the normal orange flames, as the flames would just die out.